must be too real to touch. You'll never in your life try to knock the truth. The illest shit ever. Get ready, 'cause this is about to get heavy.
Trying to keep me out, trying to censor what I say, 'cause they don't like what I'm talking about. So it's wrong with the media today.
Prove I'm lying if I ain't correct.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with Ego Rumor Mill. Want to give you guys the update. Now, again, with the Rumor Mill, this is a rumor, still in the rumor stage. I will let you guys know if this becomes official or signed on the dotted line. But on Wednesday, the WBC granted Deontay Wilder. He's already in shape. He was preparing, obviously, for Alexander Povetkin fight, which he did not get because Alexander Povetkin tested positive. I did videos on those. Check those on the channel and get caught up to speed in case you haven't seen those. But Alexander tested positive for a banned substance, meldonium, and the fight was scrapped. He left Russia, where he was staged to fight Alexander Povetkin, and now he's in shape and doesn't have a title defense. So on Wednesday, the WBC granted him authorization while they're figuring out this Alexander Povetkin doping mess with the meldonium. They gave Deontay Wilder permission to fight someone else, a voluntary defense, because this is of no fault of his own. And from what I'm hearing, Chris Arreola might be the ticket for Deontay Wilder. Now, I want to give my thoughts on this. There's nothing anybody can say. If Deontay Wilder does fight Chris Arreola, I don't personally think he's necessarily looked the greatest, but he's a guy with fight experience. He's been in there with Bermane Stiverne, been in there with Klitschko, things of that sort. And he's a powerful guy. And it's not like he's the type of fighter, it's not like he comes in crazy shape, so he needs to be in premier shape, things like that. So, I mean, no matter what time of the year you get Chris Arreola, whether it's a late call or not, he's probably going to be kind of out of shape. So that's not really his MO. It's not like he, you know what I mean, a full 6 to 8 week training camp, he's going to come in shredded. So that's not really an issue. And the reason you can't blame Wilder is because this is not his fault. It's not his fault Alexander Povetkin tested positive for something, whether you think it was okay or not. I mean, that's not Wilder's fault. So whoever he fights, barring something like Canelo fighting a welterweight, you know what I mean, pulling someone up from cruiserweight or something like that, then it's a freebie fight. And that's what fans try to do, and this is what new media comes in and steps in. Like, let's say Terrence Crawford fought Hank Lundy. He initially wanted Pacquiao. He said post-fight, after he beat Deontay Jean, stopped him, became the first to stop him, Terrence Crawford said, "I'll love the Pacquiao fight. I'll fight him in a heartbeat." And it was Team Pacquiao who decided to fight Bradley for a third time, even though most of the world believed Pacquiao already beat Bradley 2 other times. So instead of fighting the fresh face and the younger talent in Terrence Crawford, Pacquiao chose Bradley 3. It did horrible pay-per-view numbers. The fight itself was cool. And Terrence Crawford ended up fighting Hank Lundy. But fans blamed Terrence Crawford, like, oh, when is he going to step up and fight someone to lead again? It's not his fault that Pacquiao didn't choose him. Pacquiao, they've always said it with Top Rank, Pacquiao has a list of names, and then he picks who he wants out of that bunch. That's what Bob Arum always says. So Terrence Crawford didn't get selected. So you can't flip it on Terrence Crawford, make it like his fault for fighting a guy like Hank Lundy, who's considered middle of the road, a guy with some losses. Same thing with Deontay Wilder in this situation. You cannot blame Deontay Wilder for having to fight a middle of the road heavyweight like Chris Arreola is currently. It's not his fault. You know what I mean? So whoever he fights, you have to be realistic. You have Luis King Kong Ortiz, who has a fight with Ustinov that's in the works. Tyson Fury's fighting Klitschko. So a lot of fans, this is another thing, they like to play matchmaker, but they're not realistic. They don't look at promotional boundaries and networks, and they don't look at who has a fight on the books or whatever. They just say, oh, Deontay Wilder, if he can't get Povetkin, he needs to fight Tyson Fury. Well, he can't, because Tyson Fury has a fight with Klitschko per his rematch clause. You know what I mean? So you have to be realistic. Anthony Joshua, another person, has a fight with Dominic Breazeale. You know what I mean? Amir Mansour bit his tongue off or broke his jaw or fractured his jaw when he fought Dominic Breazeale. So as far as I know, he's still injured from that. So you look at the list of heavyweights that Deontay Wilder could actually fight. Povetkin's not an option because he tested dirty, so that's why that fight got canceled to begin with. Ortiz has a fight. Anthony Joshua has a fight. Tyson Fury and Klitschko have fights. You know what I mean? Who do you want the man to fight? So I don't really want to hear any kind of complaints. It doesn't make sense. Chris Arreola, this is a fight they talked about making before. So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. If Chris Arreola is the one to get the shot, who wins the fight? I think most people would probably favor Deontay Wilder, but it could be scrappy. Chris Arreola has a chin and showed a chin in the past or whatever. So we'll see. And sometimes things, and I've seen a lot of weird things happen in boxing, like Deontay Wilder training so hard and intently for Alexander Povetkin, which was considered to be a big step up and a big test for him, a mandatory challenger. Sometimes when you put all that pressure on and you're training for one guy, and then another guy comes and gives you a better fight, or maybe even beats you, because you know what I mean, when you lose, when you're supposed to fight someone and you focus all your energy on that person, and you're not fighting them any longer, who knows what happened. Look at Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. He was preparing for Rafael dos Anjos. He pulled out with the leg injury, and he ends up losing to a guy who a lot of people didn't think could beat Conor McGregor in Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? You look at Pacquiao versus Mayweather. A lot of people thought Pacquiao had the best chance of all these fighters to dethrone Mayweather. And in fact, guys like Maidana, who a lot of people said was too flat-footed, too slow to trouble Floyd and was easily going to get outboxed, he had a better showing than Pacquiao did. So I'm not trying to sell the fight. It is what it is. Chris Arreola. It's just you got to look at boxing from a real set of scope, a real set of goggles. You know what I mean? And Chris Arreola, he's game, he has power. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.